Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you're new here, I hope you will subscribe before you go. So today we're going to talk about one of my favorite things. That's free money, okay? If you know me, then you know I have two favorite phrases. Free is my favorite, and balling on a budget. So one of the great things about cruising is that you can get onboard credit. And I'm going to tell you 7 ways you can get some onboard credit. All right, so first we're going to talk about, there's 2 types of onboard credit. There's the refundable and non-refundable. Pretty much self-explanatory, right? So with the refundable is basically anything you don't use, you will get back. Either like if you use your credit card, you get on your credit card, or they'll send you a check in the mail. And that's only if you don't get your money before you leave the ship. Anything under $10, if you're cruising with Carnival, I'm going to reference Carnival because that's who I cruise with, they will donate to the St. Jude Fund because that's a charity that they use. Anything over $10, they'll send you a check. It says within 30 days, but it usually only takes like a week or 2 to get your money back. And then for the non-refundable, there's certain types of credit, and they say that if you don't use it, then it just goes away. But there is a trick around that as well. Like if you go to the casino and you download the money onto your like a slot machine on your sailing sign card, and then all you have to do is cash out, and then you go to the cashier to cash out, and you can get the money that way. So the money is not all lost. You just have to know how to go get it. So just keep in mind that all cruise lines are different, so how they issue the credit, what they accept for the credits and everything like that will be different. So always just check your cruise contract or call someone and find out, because like I said, not everything will be available for you to use for your credit. Alright, so let's get into how you can get you some free money. The first way is with cruise line promotions. Now this is when, like, if you go on the website or if you get a random call from a cruise line, they're offering you credit for booking their cruise. They're having some big promotion going on. And usually, like, if you get a more expensive cabin, you can get more credit. So if you're booking a suite or balcony, you might get somewhere like $50, $100, $150. It really just depends. Where you might only get $25 per cabin for like an inside or an ocean view. And usually the onboard credit is per cabin. We need to remember that, because if you get 25 onboard credit, unless it specifically says per person, it's usually per cabin. So if you're getting 25 onboard credit, you're really just getting $12.50 if you have a cabin with 2. So that's something that you should remember. Second way you can get it is through bounce back offers. Now what this is you're already on the cruise ship and they want you to book another cruise while you're on the cruise. So usually somewhere throughout your trip you will see someone at an information desk, or they'll have a special booth as you're going out to the Lido, something like that, and they will have it where they want you to make a deposit for a future cruise. And a lot of times you don't even have to pick a ship or a date or whatever. You're just putting a deposit down to hold the spot for somewhere, and then you have like a certain amount of time to decide on what you want. And as a perk of doing that, they will give you onboard credit. Or also while you're on the ship, if you sign up for a credit card, you might get some onboard credit for getting a ship credit card. Alright, the third way you can get you some money is with casino royalties, or like the loyalty programs within a cruise company. So sometimes with the cruise companies, if you are a certain tier or something, one of the perks might be that you will get some onboard credit. Or when you're in the casino, if you're spending a lot of money, you might earn some credit that way too. I know some of them just give you like free drinks while you're gambling and all of that, but sometimes if you're spending the right kind of money, you might get a little bit more credit just to say thank you for racking up their points in the casino. Okay, the fourth way to get onboard credit is by booking with a travel agent. A lot of times, as a thank you or an incentive to book with the travel agent, they will offer you onboard credit. usually about $25. If you book with a group, like if you form a group with a travel agent, sometimes you can actually get more onboard credit because you're, booking so many cabins. Or they can split it up and do different things, like have a cocktail party or something like that. And so that's a way. And some travel agents also will give you a little gift or something for booking with them. So they're still getting the same prices as the cruise line, but by going with a travel agent, there's sometimes you can get a nice little perk as their way of saying thank you for using their business. Number 5 is a good way to get onboard credit, and that's with price drops. Now this one is a little bit tricky because you kind of have to make sure you're paying attention to the cruise, because with a price drop, basically it is if you bought your cruise say 6 months ago and now the price that you paid is lower, that they're advertising a lower price, you need to call your travel agent or you need to call the cruise company and let them know that the advertised price is different than the price in your same cabin category. So if you booked a 4C balcony and the 4C balcony is now $100 cheaper, then you will get, so if your cruise is not paid off, then it'll just come off your balance. But if the cruise is paid in full, you will get onboard credit for that amount different. And one of the things that I do is on Cruise Critic? Not Cruise Critic. There's a website, I can't think of it right now, I'm having a brain fart. They actually do price checks for you. So every time, if you put your cabin number in, you put your category in, every time the price changes, they send you an email. Even if the price goes up or if the price goes down, they let you know, like, this is the current price of your specific cruise for the category that you have. And then you can take that information to your travel agent or to the cruise line and let them know that, hey, I see a price drop. And then, so depending on the type of cruise it is, you could rack up a pretty good amount of onboard credit just by price drops alone. Number 6, if you get stock in a cruise line, you can get onboard credit every time you sail. So like with Carnival, if you buy stock with Carnival, all you have to do is show your proof that you have stock, and then they can have it where you can get up to like $100 onboard credit every time you sail. Or maybe depends on the number of days of your sailing of how much you get, but definitely want to make sure you let them know every time you sail, hey, I have stock in your company, and they will give you some onboard credit for that. All right, and number 7 is basically an oops. They want to apologize for something that happens. So sometimes if things go wrong on your trip, they will compensate you with some onboard credit, sort of just to make you not be mad at them anymore, So if you're not happy with something and you go to guest services, they will most of the time give you some kind of compensation to make you feel better. I remember one cruise, I guess they had like a leakage on our floor, so the carpets were wet, and then we didn't even know about it until we got on board, and they had fans blowing in our room. They gave us like $60 onboard credit for that, and we didn't even complain about it. He was just like, oh, the floor got wet, but we're drying it. And we were like, okay, we're going up to Lido to get lunch anyway. And then the next day, they left a note under our door saying, sorry for the inconvenience of the wet floor. Here's some onboard credit. So it's definitely a nice way of the cruise lines to try to keep you happy. They want you to have a great time. If you're not happy about something, definitely go and let them know so they can try and rectify it. So now that you got the credit, where can you use it? You can use it for drinks, alcoholic or non-alcoholic. You can use it at the shops on board, the restaurants. You can book shore excursions with your onboard credit. You can use it at the casino. You can use it at the spa. You can also use it for, like if your ship has an IMAX theater, or if you go into a private island and you want to get like a cabana or something, or you want to get a drink on the island, they will still charge your sail assign account, so you can use it for that as well. And then also it goes for like if you're going to the arcade, if you want to buy some pictures, stuff like that. You can definitely use your onboard credit to that, or even to pay your gratuities if you want to use it for that purpose as well. So just about anywhere on the ship you can use your onboard credit. And there you have it. Those are the 7 ways to get some free onboard credit for your next cruise. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever been on a cruise and had onboard credit. What's the highest amount of onboard credit that you have received? Let's talk about it. And I finally remembered, cruiseline.com. Check out cruiseline.com, and you can sign up for Price Drop, because they really do email you every time, and it's a great service. So it's something that you have available, but you actually don't have to think about. And this is not sponsored by cruiseline.com. I just wanted to shout them out. I will see you in my next video.